Hello there! Welcome to HCCQ Continuing Professional Education. Nandito naman tayo ngayon, pag-usapan natin yung second part of yung sa corporate accounting. So, kita nyo naman na naka-corporate tayo ngayon kasi corporate accounting yung pag-usapan natin. So, binagay natin dun sa topic. No? So, this is the second part of the two-part series dito sa corporation accounting. But before that, ito muna yung konting patakali. As you know, isa sa mga advocacy natin dito sa channel na to, ditong HCCQ Continuing Professional Education, is to help yung mga students and future CPAs to reach their goals and dreams, no, of becoming a CPA. Especially in this time of pandemic, no, na most of us are stuck at homes, no, so walang pasok sa trabaho, pero work from home, no? And walang pasok sa physical na eskwela, so doon naman sila sa kanilang mga gadgets, whatever that may be, no? So chill ka lang diyan. So we will help you to achieve at least little by little yung goals niyan. Alam niyo kasi ang goals is kumbaga it should be stepping stone lang yan. There's nothing great that is done overnight, no? So kailangan pagtsatsagaan ito. Kahit na dito sa pagsasagot ng yung mga accounting problems and yung mga ginagawa natin dito, kailangan sasabayan mo rin ng practice. You know, sabi nga yung kasabihan nga, no, practice makes perfect. No, so ito yung kasabihan na to, totoo dito yan sa ginagawa natin sa accounting, because in order to become a CPA, it should be also a concerted effort, no, from our part as lecturers, professors, and mostly from your part, kasi kailangan mo practicein yung mga problems na yun. Kumbaga doon ka nahasa. Okay, so without much ado, let's move forward dito sa topic natin for this session. Kagaya ng sinabi ko, this is the second part of the series dito sa shareholders equity. So pag-uusapan natin ngayon, no? So actually mas marami tayong gagawin kaysa sa pag-uusapan, no? Kasi ito yung mga yung mga napag-usapan natin about yung salient features dun sa corporation, no? If you want to check that out, there's a link I placed here. And so ngayon, i-consolidate na natin yung mga nalalaman na natin and solve a comprehensive problem with regard to that. Before that, ito muna, konti muna mga theories, no? Bago tayo pumunta dun sa problem at hand. So taking off from where we left off, from the last video, ito naman, pag-usapan naman natin ngayon yung paano naman pagka ang consideration received is instead of cash is a non-cash, let's say a non-cash consideration, let's say a property, an intangible asset, no, yung patents, or let's say even a real estate, no, or equipment, no. So ito yung mga non-cash asset received other than cash. So merong ruling rin dyan, no? So ang magdi-determine ito is yung board of directors or yung mga incorporators ng corporation and approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, under PFRS 2, paragraph 10 provides that for equity-based share-based payment or for equity settled share-based payment transactions, the entity shall measure the goods and services received and the corresponding increase in equity directly at the fair value of the goods of services received. So, in other words, ang valuation ng yung pinaka-accounting issue dito is yung valuation, no? Magkano yung i-record natin as the valuation of yung inissue na shares, no? So, meron tatlo yun. Okay, so number one is yung fair value in the order of priority. So, number one is the fair value of the non-cash consideration received. So that is the first priority. So halimbawa yung let's say yung an equipment, no, or let's say a real estate has its fair value, tapos yung so isi-set off yan against yung sa issuance of shares, no, and then yung kung merong yung bang sobra, kung mas malaki yung fair value kaysa dun sa par value ng shares, then that would be accounted for as a share premium. And the next one, kung wala yung fair value of the non-cash consideration received, yung fair value of the shares excuse me, of this of the shares issued. So ito yung pangalawa. And then the last one, or the third one, is the par value of the shares issued. So, yung yung next naman so is before moving forward dun sa problem at hand, no, enumerate muna natin itong share issuance cost. Ano ba itong mga share issuance cost, no? So, these costs are directly attributable dun sa pag-issue ng shares, no? So, paano yung treatment naman dito? Para mamaya, pagka ginawa natin yung journal entries, no, may idea na tayo. So, share issuance costs, these are direct costs to sell the share capital, no? So, this includes yung legal fees, CPAs, underwriting fees, commissions, sa mga broker, cost of printing certificates, doc stamps, filing fees with the Securities and Exchange Commission, advertising or newspaper public fees, no? So ito yung mga directly attributable dun sa pag-i-issue ng yung mga pag-i-issue ng shares, no? So PAS number 32 paragraph 37 provides that transaction cost directly attributable to the issuance of new shares shall be deducted. So i-deduct natin to, no, from the equity net of the related tax benefit. So this is debited dun sa share issue, yung share premium. So yung share issuance cost shall be debited to share premium arising from the share issuance. Now, it's also said here dito sa if the share premium is insufficient to absorb such expenses, the Philippine International Committee, or PIC, concluded that the excess shall be debited to share issuance cost to be reported as a contra equity account as a deduction from the following in order of priority. So, yung letter A, yung sa share premium from the original issuance, and yung next, kung let's say insufficient na yung hindi niya na ma-shoulder yung let's say yung cost, no, then yung sa i-deduct naman doon sa retained earnings. So without much ado, let's move forward dun sa problem at hand. Okay, so this is the problem, no? So full house company, ito yung so basahin muna natin yung requirement or yung instructions before we move before we take up yung problem itself, no? Kailangan kasi bago yung pinaka-detalye, yung mga muna, yung pinaka-objective muna. So, prepare journal entries to record the transactions. That's the first requirement. And the second one is prepare the shareholders' equity on December 31, 2020. So, let's read the problem. Full House Company began operations on January 1, 2020. Authorized were 100,000 ordinary shares of 100 peso par value and 50,000 convertible preference shares of 10%, 110 o 100 pesos par value. So yung yung sa ordinary shares pareho sila ng par value ng preference share, no? Pero mas marami yung sa ordinary shares, 100,000. So the following transaction involving shareholders' equity occurred during the first year of operations. So let's take up January 1. So nakalagay dito, issued 10,000 ordinary shares to the promoters in exchange for land valued at 2.5 million and services valued at 500,000. So yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, na kung meron namang fair value of yung non-cash asset, so yun ang gagamitin natin. So the property had cost the promoters 1,800,000, so 3 years before, and was carried on the promoters books at 1.5 million. So it's hindi na kailangan yun since given naman yung fair value. So gagamitin natin dito yung fair value. Pero mga yung hindi yata pantay yung kwelyo, no? So mabuti na pansin ko. Okay. Gusto ko kasi pagkakaharap ka talagang talagang maayos, no? Yan. Okay. Talagang pinaghandaan kita. Okay? So dito naman tayo dito sa So anuhan natin yan, no? Yan. Diskartehan natin yan, no? So kailangan natin ng calculator dito, no? Okay, so konting computation lang to. So this one is the example, no? So this one is example, no? So gawin natin yung first one, which is yung journal entry. Yan, journal entry. Okay, so yung journal entry nito, since yung land given naman yung yung fair value, yung consideration received. So yun yung yun yung magiging value niya. So debit land for 2.5 million. Okay? 2.5 million. Yan. And then yung yung organization costs. So sabi diyan, organization costs. Okay, so or expense. Lagyan natin expense. Pwede. Yan. Expense for 500,000. There. And then yung pinaka rito, yung pinaka credit niya rito is yung yung share capital. Yan, share capital. Now, magkano yung share capital? So, ordinary share. So, let's be more specific, no? So, gawin natin ordinary share capital. Okay, kasi ordinary share yung in-issue. Ordinary share capital. Okay, so ito yung credit. So, ang gagamitin natin dito yung value niya at par. So, which is yung in-issue rito is 10,000 shares. So, this is 10,000 shares times 100 peso par value. Okay, so this would be 1 million pesos. Yan. And then yung difference niyan would be credited dun sa share premium. Okay, share premium. Yan. So, lagay rin natin, i-signify natin from the ordinary share. So that would be around 2 million. Okay, so because the difference of 3 million less 1 million is 2 million. Now let's go dun sa pangalawa naman na transaction. So on February 20, issued 15,000 preference shares for 120 per share. Ayan. So in other words, ito rin at a premium rin to. And then yung the entity paid 50,000 peso on the agent for selling the shares. So ito yung pinag-usapan natin kanina regarding dun sa yung mga direct cost of selling. Kanina pa ako nako-conscious dito sa kwelyo na to. Ito yung direct selling. May tatanggalin ko na nga itong Amerikana na yan. So ito yung yung direct selling cost, no. So natin siya, i-debit natin siya dun sa share premium. So ito yung entrada diyan, no. So gawin natin yung sa number 2, no? Or February, gawin natin dates na lang lagay natin. So January 1, tapos ito naman this is February 20. So that would be debit cash. Okay, so since it was sold at a premium, so 15,000 times 120, no? Okay, so that would be around 1,800,000. Ayan. And then yung yung credit natin dito yung preference share. Now, yung preference share capital, no? Kung mapapansin mo, naka-credit na yung preference share capital. So, ibig sabihin yan, binigay na natin yung stock certificate because ganito yun, hindi mo ibibigay yung stock certificate or yung share certificate ng stockholder unless fully paid. Now, since binayaran naman in cash, no, so i-credit na natin yung preference share capital. Okay, so the computation there is 15,000 multiplied by 100. So, at par value nung share capital. So, that would be 1,500,000. 1,500,000. Ayan. Now, yung difference nun would be credited under share capital or share premium dash preference. Yan, preference. Munti ko na sabihin preferred, no? Alam mo kasi, ganun din yung tawag doon sa LSC or sa local stock exchange, preferred. So, share premium, so this would be 300,000. There. Okay, now, yung next naman yan, din doon sa February 20, meron raw silang nagastos na para doon sa pag-facilitate nung share issuance. So, ito yung direct cost to. So, i-debit naman natin dito sa share premium. So, debit for share premium. Okay, so preference. Okay. Hope naiintindihan yung sulat ko, no? So, magkano yun? That is, hindi na wala ng computation nun. Magkano ba yung nakalagay dyan sa ano? Ano ba yung sinabi doon? It's 50,000. So, lagay natin 50,000. Yan. Okay, and then credit cash. Siyempre, naglabas ka ng cash, so credit mo yung cash, 50,000. There. Okay, now, yung next naman is yung, transaction noong March 10. So, sold 25,000 ordinary shares for 260 pesos per share. So, ito pa, at a premium rin na ibenta, na issue. Issue cost amounted to 200,000 pesos. So, gawin natin yung entry dito sa particular transaction na to dito sa March 10, okay, upon yung issuance ng ordinary shares, no? Okay, is to, so lagyan natin muna yung date. So, this is March 10. Ayan. So, baba natin ng ganyan. Okay, so March 10, this would be cash kasi nakatanggap ng cash, no? So issued for 25,000 shares. Okay, multiplied by 260,000 pesos. So paki-compute natin, no? So okay, so this would be 6,500,000 there. Okay. Now, yung yung credit niyan, i-credit natin siya dun sa ordinary share using at its par value. So ordinary share capital. So using the par value of this one, so this is 25,000 times 100 pesos yung par value niya. So that would be 2.5 million. So 2,500,000. And of course, yung difference niyan would be credited dito naman sa share premium. Okay, so share premium, okay, slash ordinary shares, no, to signify na ordinary shares. So yung difference niyan, this would be 4 million credited under share premium, yung sobra. Now, yung next niyan is that merong okay, merong yung cost, no. Okay, so the cost is well, it says that may meron raw issue cost amounting to 200,000. So i-debit lang natin dito sa share premium. Okay, so share premium, okay, dash ordinary. Okay, this is for 200,000. Okay, and then credit cash. So for 200,000 there. And then the next transaction on April 1, it says sold 20,000 ordinary shares under share subscriptions at 350 pesos per share. So kung mapapansin natin, puro mas malaki dun sa par value yung pinaka-issue price, no? So merong laging premium siya. So nandun pa nakalagay dun sa next paragraph, no share certificates are issued until a subscription contract is paid in full. So like we said a while ago, walang unless na it's fully paid, then saka lang tayo mag-issue ng kung tayo yung korporasyon, saka lang tayo mag-i-issue ng stock certificate o ng share certificate, no, signifying na full-fledged na siya na stockholder na sila. But since this is just a subscription, no, so i-record lang natin yung subscription. So this is on April, okay, April April 15. Oh, April 1. Okay, so this one is subscription receivable. Subscription receivable. Okay, so for the amount, yung magkano yung nakuha natin doon, no? So that would be ilagay na lang natin dito, no? So 20,000, di ba? 20. Hindi, kulang na espasyo, no? That would be 20,000. Sige, pagpilitan natin 20,000 times 350 pesos. Yan. Times 350 pesos. So magkano yung lalabas doon? No, so that would be 7 million. Yan. So talagang pinag-cash siya, no? Kikita mo naman yun, di ba? 7 million. Debit 7 million. And credit yung subscribed share capital. Okay, subscribed share capital. Ordinary, no? Ordinary. Yan. Or mas maganda kung lagay na lang natin subscribe ordinary share capital kasi kailangan natin i-distinguish, no, between ordinary and preference share. Okay, so pag siguro hindi lang nakalagay doon, kung isang share lang, okay lang yun, subscribe share capital. Pero kung meron kasamang ordinary sa preference, mas maganda ilalagay natin subscribe ordinary share capital. Okay, so again, this is valued at par, no? So that would be 20,000 times 100. Okay. So that would be 2 million. 2 million. So dito siya sa credit. And then yung yung difference nito between 7 million and 2 million, iki-credit natin siya doon sa share premium. So lagay mo lang dito share premium. Okay, share premium ordinary. Yan, ordinary shares. So this would be 5 million. There. Okay, so the next transaction on July 15, exchange 12,000 ordinary shares and 20,000 preference shares for a building with a fair value of 7 million. So gagamitin natin yung amount na yun, 7 million, no? So pag-value ng non-cash consideration, no? So ang pinambayad niya yung building instead of cash. Okay, and the building was originally purchased for 6,500,000 by the owner and has a carrying amount of 4.8 million. So hindi na siya relevant dito sa problem since given naman yung fair value. In addition, 10,000 ordinary shares were sold for 3 million cash on the same date. Ayan. So, subukan natin gawin dito, no? So, medyo mas malinis ngayon, no? Saka, init kasi nung kanina, no? So, medyo nagpalit na ako, no? Para naman, no? Ngayon, mukha akong government employee, no? Kanina, mukhang sa corporation, no? Okay, so, alam mo naman tayo, mahilig tayo magbihis, no? Para naman, para naman presentable. Yan. Okay, so, dito naman, no? Dito naman sa journal entry natin dito. Okay, so this would be a debit. Unahin muna natin yung yung sa ordinary shares, no? So yung for cash. So debit cash. So this is April 15. Okay, sa April July 15. Kanina pa ako nagkakamali sa dates, no? July 15, okay? So this is July 15. Okay, so debit cash. This is for, nakalagay doon kanina, no, for the 10,000 shares, no? For the 10,000 shares. Okay, this is for 3 million. So, debit natin dito 3 million. Ayan. Now, i-credit natin dito, of course, yung ordinary share. So, credit would be ordinary share capital. So, this would be valued at 10,000 times 100 yung par value niya. Always at par value. Okay, so this would be 1 million. And yung difference niyan would be credited dito naman sa share premium. Ayan, so share premium. So, share premium, of course, the difference is 2 million. There. Okay. So, merong kasama yan since aside from yung sa cash issue, yung issuance for cash, yung naman, yung isa yung kung natandaan nyo kanina, no, yung on July 15, let's go back there again, no. So, exchange 12,000 ordinary shares and 20,000 preference share for a building with a fair value of 7 million. So gagamitin natin yan. Inuna lang natin yung yung cash, kasi isang date lang naman sila. So so this one is yung ang gagamitin natin dito is yung fair value ng building at fair value. So this one is 7 million there. Tapos yung katumbas niya, hindi nag-issue siya ng ordinary share capital. So it was issued at 12,000 shares yung in-issue, of course at par value. So this would be 1,200,000. 1,200,000. Makikita natin dito na since malaki yung amount ng building, yung fair value ng building against dun sa ordinary share, no? So meron siyang share premium, no? Of course, i-account pa natin dito yung sa preference share, pero before that, meron rin siyang share premium dun sa ordinary shares. So lagay natin dito share premium ordinary. So the amount there is, since yung share premium dito is 2 million, so 2 million out of this issuance, no? So 2 million divided by 100,000 shares, that would be 200 pesos, no, per share premium, times yung 12,000. So this would be 12,000 times 200 pesos. Okay, again, saan nakuha yun? Dito sa share premium, dito, no? Yung in-issue for cash, divided by the number of shares na in-issue, which is 10,000. So you get 200 peso, okay, per share premium times 12,000. So that would be, magkano ba? Okay, let's compute for that. Okay, so that would be around 2,400,000. Now, the balancing figure here is the, hindi pala balancing figure, but the, for the preference. Kasi nag-issue rin tayo ng preference. Okay, preference share capital. So, preference share capital, this was issued for 20,000 shares at 100. Okay, so that would be 2 million. Now, yung balancing figure, ito yung balancing figure para dun sa share premium ng preference. Okay, so preference. So that would be okay, so computin na natin. 2.4 plus 3.6, 4.6, 5.6, so 1.4 million. Yeah, 1.4 million. There. Yan. Hirap na magkamali eh. Okay lang. may calculator lagi. Yan ang yan ang isa sa mga armas ng accountant. So the next transaction on August 1 is receive payments in full for half of the share subscription and partial payments on the rest of the subscriptions. So kung matatandaan mo, ito yung transaction nung April 1 when we issued 20,000 shares at 350. No? So kung naalala mo yun, dinebit natin sa subscription receivable kasi hindi pa nga yung bayad. So debit subscription receivable and credit yung yung ordinary share capital for the amount, no, for 2 million, and then yung share premium for 5 million. So bayad na raw yung kalahati nito, fully paid na, no, and then yung rest raw, the rest, no, is partial payments on the rest of the subscription, in other words. So for 4.5 million, total cash received was 4.5 million. So share certificates were issued for the subscription paid in full. So in other words, itong transaction to, which I told you a while ago na related siya dun sa isang transaction dun sa April 1 when we have issued 20,000 shares for 350 pesos. No? Natatanda mo pa ba yun? Yung entry doon is debit subscription receivable. No? So 20,000 times 350, that's 7 million. Tapos credit ordinary share capital for 2 million and yung share premium for ordinary for 5 million. So ito yung now dito sa August, dito naman sa dun sa August, no, na transaction. So August 1 na transaction, fully paid na raw yung fully paid na raw yung kalahati. So in other words, out of that 20,000 shares, yung 10,000 shares fully paid na. So magi-issue na tayo ng share certificate pertaining to the 10,000 shares. So umpisa muna natin yung pag-record ng So since nakatanggap tayo, so this is August 1. So we received cash for that, no? So 4.5 million pesos. And i-credit na natin yung subscription receivable. Okay, since nakabayad na. Okay, nakatanggap na tayo. So this is also for 4,500,000 pesos. Now, after this, yung magi-issue na tayo ng stock certificate or ng share certificate, no? So i-debit natin dito, subscribed share capital or ordinary share capital. Okay, so this was the one related to the first, dun sa unang entry, no? Ordinary share capital. This is for 1 million. And credit ordinary share capital for 1 million. Okay. Bakit 1 million? Basta 1 million. Ganito 'yon, no. Yung 1 million na 'yan, no, kasi 'di ba kanina naka-credit nga yung yung subscribed share capital for subscribed ordinary share capital for 2 million. So ito yung pertaining dun sa 20,000 shares. Now, since kalahati na yung yung fully paid, so pertaining only dun sa 10,000 out of that 20,000, no? So 10,000 times 100 is 1 million. So yun lang yung So debit subscribe ordinary share capital, and then yan, tama nga no? Ordinary, nalilito na ako kasi yan, I make sure na kasama itong ordinary share capital yan, also for 1 million yan. On August 31, received notice from holders of the share subscriptions for 5,000 shares that they would not pay further on the subscriptions because the price of the share had fallen to 190 pesos per share. So in other words, forfeited na to. Of course, relating rin dun sa kaninang transaction, which we will explain in a little while. No? So, let's move forward dun sa next paragraph. The amount still due on these contracts was 1.5 million. So ito pa yung payable. Ito pa yung yung marireceive pa sana ng corporation, no? And the amounts previously paid on the contracts are forfeited according to their agreement. So itong itong particular transaction na to, this is also related dun sa kanina, dun sa April 1. So, matatandaan natin, ang original issuance niyan was 20,000 shares. Now, out of that 20,000, nung August 1, binayaran na yung nag-fully paid na dun sa kalahati, which is yung 10,000. Kaya nga tayo nag-issue na ng ordinary share capital. Tapos yung the rest is partial payment, no? And then dito sa transaction na to on August 31, yung 5,000 out of that out of the remaining balance, out of the 10,000, no? Na yun, kumbaga forfeited na yon. So, i-entryhan natin ngayon, no? Para pakita natin yung sake of the entry on August 31. Dun sa forfeited shares, no? So, August 31, so debit subscribed. So, i-debit na natin siya since na-forfeit na. Subscribed ordinary share capital. So this would be multiplied by, of course, at its par value, kasi parang nira-write off mo na siya or tinatanggal mo na siya. So this would be 5,000 shares times 100, that would be 100,000. Okay, so debit 100,000. Now, yung isa naman dito, i-debit rin natin yung share premium from the original share of this particular ordinary share issuance. So share premium ordinary. Now, magkano yung valuation ng share premium na i-debit natin o i-write off natin? Base dun sa 20,000 shares yung original issuance. No, so kung maalala mo yung debit natin doon, no, doon sa April 1 was that debit subscription receivable for 20,000 times 350, so that would be 7 million. So debit that amount, 7 million, and then credit yung subscribed ordinary share capital for 2 million, for 2 million, and then yung balancing figure nito is credited dun sa under share premium dash ordinary for 5 million. So yung 5 million na credit natin doon, i-divide natin by 20,000 shares. So you will get 250 pesos per share of that original issuance for the share premium. So this would be 5,000 times 250. Okay, so paki-compute nga natin yan, magkano lalabas. Okay, so share premium times, so that would be 1,200,000. Oh, this is 500,000 by the way, no? Kasi 5,000 times 100. No? Titignan ko lang kung napapansin mo, no? Yan, so 500,000. No? Okay. So this one is this would be 1,250,000. Okay, and then yung ano natin, yung subscription receivable. So i-credit natin dito subscription receivable. Okay, so yung nakalagay dyan, given naman yon, yung kukolektahin pa raw is 1.5 million. Okay, so credit for 1.5 million dito sa subscription receivable. Nira-write off na natin yon. And then yung balancing figure would be credited under share premium. Share premium. Okay, forfeited. Forfeited. This would be for 250,000 there. Okay, so and then the last transaction would be nakalagay dito on December 31, net income for the first year of operations was 3 million pesos. Ayan. So, madali lang yan. Ito yung pinakamadali, no? Parang ano lang yan, parang accounting 1 lang yan, no? So, of course, yung ano, dito naman, dun sa last entry natin, no? Should be, ano yan, should be, ano yan, yung mga, i-close na natin yung ano, yung income or yung nominal account dun sa retained earnings kasi corporation to, no? So, ilalagay natin dito sa debit income summary for 3 million there, and credit retained earnings for 3 million there. So this is basic accounting, no? Accounting 101 lang yan, no? Okay. So yung ano naman natin, yung para dun sa second requirement, which is present this shareholders equity on December 31, 2020. So ito na yung entry natin dito, no? Para dun sa ano, so as we can see here dun sa screen. So this is for requirement number 2. So preference share capital. So ito yung caption dun sa shareholders equity. Preference share capital at 100 peso par, 50,000 shares authorized. Okay, so 35,000 shares issued and outstanding, that's 3,500,000. And then yung share premium dash preference, that's 1,650,000. So again, kung gusto mo makuha yung balance niyan, gumawa ka lang ng T account, no? Okay, debits and credits lang yan, no? So preference. Okay, and then yung ordinary share capital, that's 100 peso par. 100,000 shares authorized, 67,000 shares issued and outstanding. Ayan, so this is for 6.7 million. So ito na yung balanse Okay, and then yung subscribe ordinary share capital for 5,000. Okay, so that's yung 500,000. And yung sa share premium ordinary, so share premium ordinary is magkano? 13 million. Okay, share premium ordinary. Yan. So this is for 13,950,000, and then yung subscription, yung share premium forfeited subscription is 250,000 yung kanina. And yung subscription receivable, okay, so that's minus yan, 1 million. And then yung sa retained earnings, i-add natin for 3 million for a total shareholders equity on December 31, 2020 of 28,550,000 pesos. So should you have any questions or any queries regarding this topic, just write down your comments, and of course subscribe and share this this video if you find this useful to your classmates or to your colleagues. And if you have any suggestions for future topics that you want us to discuss, even strategic cost management or management accounting, now we can discuss that. You can just or even sa financial accounting rin, dito sa intermediate accounting, of course. So God bless, stay safe, and keep your hands clean.